Hello and welcome to NTD China Focus. We have breaking news today on the Flushing incident that we've been reporting on. What we're going to go to first is a recording of a conversation that's supposed to be from the Consulate General from the Chinese Consulate in New York, Mr. Keyu Peng. So let's go to that first.
对，这个是有的，这个有时候有时候这话里话外啊，跟你瞧你们了，所以说这我经常有时候特别是这次我经常说到，但你说有一种暗示性的这种，这个是有的，这个我是经常有时候就是这一次我包括出去，那个是有的，那个我也是，甚至我还跟他沟通啊，我说这个写点文章啊，这种，但是今天我跟中央电视台的我说你们呢应该去拍一些这些现象，对，确实是很。
So what we just heard was a conversation that's supposed to be from Mr. Keyu Peng, the Chinese Consulate General in New York. And with me in the studio is Dr. Sean Lin, our China analyst. Sean, how credible do you think this recording is?
This recording is from a very reputable organization, the Organization of Investigation of Persecution of Falun Gong inside China. And they have done many clandestine investigations regarding how Chinese officials implement the persecution policies. And I also listened to the whole recording. And at the beginning, this guy in the recording definitely identified himself as the Consul General. And as I was comparing to other, his recent speech, for example, on Tibetan issues, and the sound file did match to this recording.
Is this something that we would have expected to come from the Consulate General?
I think this actually proves the other evidence so far that how the Chinese consulate been manipulating the Chinese community groups, the student organizations to carry out their persecution policy against Falun Gong in overseas. And for example, in 2005, there's a political consul from Consul Generate, from the Consulate General in Sydney, Australia, Mr. Chen Yonglin. He defected from the consulate, and he brought up many secret documents showing the Chinese consulate is, manipulating community group and also carry out the persecution policy against Falun Gong. And he had to collect the evidence. He had to monitor the Falun Gong group in Sydney, and also other diplomats like Hao Fenjing also, brought many secret documents showing this. So it's indicating that the Chinese consulate in overseas. It's not simply as a diplomatic organization. This is also similar to the riots, the violence that we observed in Seoul when the Olympic torch really happened there. And more than 8,000 Chinese students were mobilized by the Chinese consulate, and they, actually used the violence against people who expressed their concern on China's human rights situation. So from the email communications between the consulate and the Chinese student organizations there, it's clearly the Chinese embassy consulate there was involved in mobilizing these activities.
And how do you think the communist regime is going to handle this case?
I think this is a nightmare for the Chinese communist regime, and for such high-ranking officials, expose their, schemes in overseas. This is the first time, and Mr. Peng may be called back into China, and he may become a scapegoat on these issues, and he will be difficult to, facing the community leaders, because many community leaders will feel he sold them out, and also community leaders will start to think whether they will take orders from the consulate or from the embassies in the near future. So I think this will have major impact on the diplomatic activities outside China. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sean Lin, for being here. And that's all the time we have for today's China Focus. We'll have to keep you posted on this case. We'll see you again next time.